Tonight, the U.S. military is signaling it's fed up with Vladimir Putin's aggression. His warships rammed a Ukrainian vessel. His fighter jets buzzed American ships and planes. And he sent a spy ship from Havana to roam America's east coast, gathering intelligence, all in recent months.
He's clearly sending a message to our president that I have freedom of movement and I can do what I want. And now we're sending the message, look, we've had enough. We thought we might be able to communicate with you, talk you down from the ledge. That apparently is not working. Now we're going to take action.
American sea and air forces pushing back on Putin with 3 actions. An American guided missile destroyer has sailed near a Russian-controlled area in the Sea of Japan, where Russia and Japan are disputing a group of islands. A Navy official telling CNN it's the first time a U.S. warship has done a strategic maneuver against the Russians in that area since the Cold War. Also, a U.S. Air Force surveillance plane has conducted an overflight of Ukraine.
We're looking at Russian forces that are already in the Ukraine. We're collecting intelligence.
And another American Navy ship is about to steam into the Black Sea off Ukraine.
The U.S. is sailing in the Black Sea to demonstrate that this is not Putin's lake, that he does not own the waters of the Black Sea.
The American Black Sea maneuver and the overflight of Ukraine are at least partially in response to the Russian ship's confrontation with Ukrainian boats in the Kerch Strait off Crimea in late November, an area that Putin invaded and annexed, and which analysts say could now be one errant bullet away from a major conflict.
This region is now the latest page in a new chapter in the Cold War.
Experts say America's recent diplomatic finger-wagging over Putin's military moves doesn't work with the former KGB colonel, and it's likely that U.S. officials felt they had to hit him with language he understands.
Putin only responds when there are consequences to his actions. Military consequences, economic consequences, diplomatic consequences. When things flow from his actions, then he takes notice.
But some analysts don't expect these American military moves to stop Putin from being aggressive. They say he could respond by taking it out, as he often does, on Ukraine, possibly harassing Ukrainian commercial shipping.
I think Putin's next move is to take full control of the Kerch Strait and to exert dominance in the Sea of Azov. He wants to effectively blockade or economically starve Ukraine.
So
he misfired with his 2 chief of staff selections. I mean, that's just the honor. He misfired with his 2.
Sorry. So yeah, that's what's happening with America and Russia at the moment. America obviously pushing Russia in various different regions, and as I said in the report, going kind of military forces the only way to get Russia to respond, and Russia have responded by sending 2 nuclear-capable bombers to Venezuela. And obviously Venezuela is not too far from the United States mainland, and obviously it's meant to be a signal to the United States. So maybe I'll just play the video on this one as well.
Russia's defense ministry says 2 of the country's nuclear-capable strategic bombers landed in Venezuela on Monday. The move comes in the middle of rising tension between Russia and the United States. The pair of Tu-160 bombers reportedly landed at Maiquetía Airport on Monday following a more than 6,000-mile flight. Russia's defense ministry didn't say whether or not the bombers were carrying weapons, nor did they provide details on how long the aircraft will stay in Venezuela. The warplane, codenamed Blackjack by NATO, is reportedly capable of carrying conventional or nuclear-tipped cruise missiles. It is also capable of flying twice the speed of sound. Russia's move comes less than 1 week after Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro touched down in Moscow for a 3-day visit. Recent sanctions by the United States and the European Union accuse Maduro of undermining democracy to hold on to his power. Russia is an ally of Venezuela.
So there's Russia's response, and obviously with bombers being so close to the United States, I don't know how the US military is going to respond, but they'll obviously need to. And it all seems to be interlinked with the political situation at the same time, as more things come out about Russia and the 2016 campaign and the possible, even more in-depth infiltration into the American system and society, these escalations seem to be ramping up, and I'm very aware that one of the situations that we're talking about affect both the East and the West Coast, and it may be a coincidence, but currently the East Coast is where the whole investigation of Russia and the Trump campaign and everything else is going on. And obviously if something like a tsunami was to happen there, that may no longer continue. So just something I'm thinking about and keeping my eyes on as the political situation develops. The global military tensions are heightening as well. So I don't know if they're interlinked. Obviously we've got Brexit as well going on. So as all the turmoil over Brexit is happening, military escalations are kicking up as well. So, you know, it does seem to be interlinked. Political situations and military situations, as they both get worse, they seem to connect with each other. So kind of key to keep an eye on both. In relation to the stock market, I was just having a look at the graph over the year. Over the year, the Dow has lost 793 points, which isn't a massive amount to lose compared to what it has. Obviously, you can see the fluctuations up and down, up and down, up and down. There's some key points for me along this graph, such as March 23rd. This is when the stock market hit its lowest point for the year overall, and that was because the $50 billion worth of tariffs had just been imposed on the Chinese. And you find that the second point of large drop, well, the third point of large drop, you've got one here, you can count one here, actually, this is the fourth drop. So fourth largest drop of the year is currently leading us up to yesterday when the stock market closed, and around, roughly, it was around a 1,795 point drop between the 3rd of December and the 10th of December, so over a period of 7 days. And I'm not too worried about it at the moment. Obviously, if we see the stock market dropping lower, my key point of watch would be to see if it drops lower than the lowest point it has dropped this year so far, which is around 23,533 points. If it drops to around that level, then it's key to watch and see if it goes any lower than that. And obviously if it's lower than that, then that would be, you know, quite significant, and we'd continue to watch it from there to see if anything else happens. Obviously it appears this drop occurred because the stock market seems to have boosted upon the news of Donald Trump and Xi Jinping having their dinner at the G20 summit, and then after the stock market realized there was actually no deal in place, the stock market dropped quite heavily over the period of 7 days up to where we are now. So we'll see how the stock market opens tomorrow. Total gains for the day was just 34 points up from where it opened, so you know, not a very good outlook on the overall trading. And over here with Brexit, the pound is not doing too good, and there's a lot of things going on, so just wanted to kind of point a couple of things out. Stock market is one thing to watch, but obviously we've got the political situation and we've got the military situation to watch as well. America sending Navy pretty much everywhere, and Russia, in line with the report I brought up yesterday or the day before in relation to the Russian submarines. We know that they're there somewhere, whether that's in the Gulf, on the east, on the west, maybe in all those places. We know that they're there, and now they've got at least 2 nuclear capable bombers in Venezuela, not too far from the United States. So again, tensions just seem to be rising. We're beyond, in my opinion, Cold War kind of style rhetoric, and we're entering into, you know, the times where anything could happen, and if it does, it could quickly escalate. So, you know, keep your eyes open, guys. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.